Welcome back to Fault of the Day. I don't know if I posted a short on it. I've got it somewhere. The other morning on my Ford Focus ST, the ABS light came on and then self-cleared. But what was also happening, which I hadn't noticed, was at idle, the speedo was going up and down whilst the car was warming up. So as the next day went on, it was doing it each morning. It was speeding up and slowing down whilst the car was idling, and the ABS light was coming on and going off whilst I was driving. So I had a quick look on the old Googleizer. Couldn't find much apart from various forums saying that it might be a vehicle speed sensor or just the ABS pump. One thing I could hear was a whining sound as it was going up and down, which led me to believe the pump was doing something weird, or it was getting mixed signals from a faulty sensor or ABS ring that might be broken or dirty. Don't know. But if you're lucky enough to know someone who has one of these things, and you talk to them really nicely, they might let you plug it in and just do a little test. So what we're going to do, we're going to just check these speed sensors, and what we should see is, I'm hoping that it did say that there was a issue with the rear passenger. So I'm hoping that the rear left, front left, right front, left rear, I think is going to be showing a weird signal. It won't match the speeds, is what I'm thinking will happen. So join me whilst I go for a little drive and try and get a video of what's happening. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to start the car and just see if it does it this time. I've already driven it here. Car's already warm. Let's just see if it moves. It was noticeably moving. It would go up to about 40 miles an hour just idling. I don't think it's going to do it now because it only usually does it on first startup. Yeah. I tried the old gauge sweep, didn't do anything. Car's idled down now. I don't know if it's... Yeah, there, let's see that then? Look at that. It did it. It did a weird move. Ah, see, look. I'm not going mad. And there it is. Getting weird. And you can hear a pump. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a pump sound. Right, let's get moving. Right, I'm just going to roll down this closed road, this private closed road in first gear, and I'm going to see if you can see that. So those 4 speeds should all be the same. Lo and behold, the ABS light has just gone off, and I don't know why. So let's keep going. This prime, there we go, it's come back on. ABS light's back on now. And I'm not seeing any issues with the speed sensors. At all. minute. Right, so I've just pulled over, cleared the codes this time properly, and I'm now going to drive back to the workshop on the privately closed road and film that to see what we get. Okay, so bear with me. We'll see if any lights come on. See what those settings say. I think all those speeds are the same. Road this long that's closed to the public. It's really handy. Still no fault codes. And we're nearly back whence I came. Right, so let's have a look at the facts and figures of what just occurred. All good? Right. Still nothing. So what do we know? We know that those variable speed sensors are all working. Wheel speed sensors. I'll review the footage, but I could see in the corner of my eye they were all reading. There was a code for a battery voltage issue when I first plugged it in. I'm not sure how I get back to that. Let's have a look. Codes, menu, memory codes. Let's have a look. Okay, no codes present. That's kind of good news. Alright, so I think the next thing to do is, I don't know. What else we got on here? Okay. Functional test. Actuator test. I need to do further investigation, I think. But as it stands, it may have had a voltage drop. I think I might have left the lights on or something on, and when I started it, it had I did notice the battery was a bit sluggish, but I'm just wondering what that's about. I'm going to turn it on again and leave it idle and see if the fault comes back. Right. Let's see if it starts doing its weird thing, because when it first did it, the ABS light was not on, which made me believe that it was doing something weird which triggered the ABS light. So whether it was getting, I'll balance you on there a minute. If you see it move while I'm not looking, just shout out in the comments below. Codes menu, data. Church key is on, yes. Main pressure, yeah, that's all good. Brake on, yeah, that's right, brake is on. Has it moved yet? No? Present, communication, continuous code 0, diagnostic. Active. Okay. Well, I'm going to go have a chat with an actual mechanic who lent me his thing, and then we'll have a look, see what he says, and then we'll pool our thoughts for some sort of outcome. Join me again in a minute. Right, so I've just come back after having a chat with a actual mechanic. So the theory is I should have really have taken a photo or stored the original codes before I cleared them. That was my fault. But given the symptoms and the readings, it would indicate that the ABS pump potentially had a stuck valve and was trying to close it, that drained the battery, that gave us the original fault of battery voltage. There was something else on there which might have indicated a constant live, which is why the car struggled to turn over slightly. It seems quite lazy that morning, and it was noticeable. And that had happened about 2 months prior as well, which I did a test on the battery and the alternator, and the battery was on 70% life. Although it said good, it did make me wonder if something was running all night long. And apparently the ABS pumps can, if there's a stuck valve, can run for a while before, trying to close the stuck valve, which can drain a battery apparently. But what I'm going to do, I'm not going to, I'm not going to just leave it there. What I'll do is I'm going to wait for this code to come back and then get the codes and find out if there is anything there that I missed that they would have spotted. But as it stands, it's not doing anything weird. I was almost certain that this backlight was on all night, but I'm going to check it tonight and make sure it's not doing that. I did wonder if that had given the flat battery. I'm sure that clicks off after a while though, so I'll check that tonight. And I'm going to bring you back if I have any new weird things come up. Okay, right. Thanks for watching this far, and I'll see you later. Bye. And just like that, before I've even pulled away, it's come back on. So I might just go back in and get that again and see if there's any codes now. Bear with me a sec. If anyone wants tips on how to upset and aggravate people, it is keep pestering them for their equipment. Right, I've got the reader back. Focus. Yes. 2.5. Okay. Let's see what it says now. We're going to see the live code scan. Right, let's actually code scan. Ignition is switched on and engine is not running. Let's see what this one says. Anti-lock brakes. Speed wheel sensor left rear input circuit. Left rear input circuit. Code scan result saved to, yeah, okay. Okay. Data. Okay. Right, that's what I'm getting. That was look at that. Moving. So what makes that move? Okay, alright. Whoa, 158 miles an hour. That's what I didn't see before. And I'm seeing a supply voltage changing, and I'm stationary with the engine off. Fluctuating power. Sensors supply voltage 15 volts. That can't be right, surely. Alright, okay, let's back up a bit. Memory codes. Speed wheel sensor, left rear input circuit. Okay, alright, I'll take that information back and see what they say. Possibly a rear circuit, input circuit. Alright, so I'm just going to check the inlet and outlet valve for that. I don't know what's going to happen here. Start. Oh, I heard a click and a click. But nothing is being displayed. Okay. Rear, left rear outlet. I didn't hear any clicks. Oh, I heard one that time. And that time. Right. Alright. Whoa. I think that pump's alright. So, not entirely sure what's going on. I'll take this information back. And we will go from there. Okay, right, I'll be back in a minute. So that's the code that keeps coming back. I think that's where we need to look next. So whether it's the sensor or the ABS ring, I think it's going to be one of those two. Everything else seems to be testing fine. So we will probably order up a couple parts of that, and I'll probably do a little video of putting them on and clearing it. But we'll need to have a look at it. So I'll probably have to pop it up, get the wheel off, have a ganders, check cables, check connections, and go from there. But thanks for watching this far. I will come back to you with a remedy at some point. Bye.